Vijay is here. We're just getting him on.
You.
What's
Bye.
up?
What's up?
What's happening?
All good, all good.
Yeah.
Finally.
That wasn't
My
so hard, right?
first Instagram live like with somebody else. Crazy.
There you go. That's a good one. I like your motorcycle in the background. Yeah.
Background setup. We have background setup. I have a Harley.
Superb.
Crazy.
That's awesome. You're lucky.
Guess
You
who-
can outside.
Yeah, I am. Like, it's nice outside still. It's not that hot this time of year. Usually it gets
Yeah.
much worse.
Well, it's
Decent.
we'd be riding at this time of the year, but there's no there's no riding, unfortunately. So, better.
Crazy. You got quite the creative background behind you. What do you have behind you?
Yeah. So we got that's the first one that she tried, which didn't work out, and then we went there and Passport to Freedom, Harley-Davidson, and Rajputana Customs. Yeah,
Crazy.
sweet.
Amazing.
Okay, so let's get down to it. People have been waiting. So I
But I have to like strip or something. No?
Come on, do it.
People have been waiting. People have been waiting to watch.
We've been waiting to see you. We've been waiting to talk to you. Okay, so idea is to talk about the stories behind the real stories. Yeah, we all know the mota stories. We hear them a lot, but we want to know. I want to know. Yeah, like where does motorcycling come for you? Where does motorcycling start for you?
I mean, biking essentially is riding a bike, for me. So
No, but I mean, where did it start? I mean, like, I know now it is, but obviously motorcycling has been an essential part of your life.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
it's not just something. It wasn't you came home one day, built OG, and it went from there. It was definitely there from way back when. So what inculcated that?
I've said this before as well, but it was my dad. Like it is with most people, it's usually an elder brother or an uncle or your father or a friend, who gets you into biking. And once that bug bites you, I mean, it sticks with you for a long time. So I was I think 4 or 5 years old when my dad used to put me on his RD350 gas tank.
Yeah.
And then, drop me to school, and then like after a few times he started giving me the throttle. So I started by holding the bars, and then I slowly graduated to holding the gas. And then once I knew if I whacked or twisted that gas, it would do certain things to the bike. Can you hear me all right, Vijay? Or is there a little
I can hear you perfectly. I can hear you perfectly.
Excellent. So I guess it started there where you actually felt some vibrations, underneath you, and you were moving through space and time, because the wind is going past you, no helmets, nothing. And so my friends used to be going into school, and I'd make that if we were on time, then I'd ride past them and take a U-turn and come back. So that's where it started. And he got me to ride really young at the age of 7. He built me a bike, the BSA. It used to be a 50cc, so choti bike thi. It was a small bike, and he used to take me to the Jaipur Motorcycle Club. We had a track in the center of the city where all the old-time GMC riders used to ride, and that's where it all really began. And then it's just gone from one step to the next.
Sweet. So from there to when you built your first motorcycle,
right?
There was a huge period, right? You were 7, and this is when you came back to India after you studied, and you came back and you built your OG, right? What? Yeah. You there's some
people are saying they can't hear my voice. Hopefully they can hear it.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I mean, I can hear it fine, so I don't know what's up. I don't know how it's now it's kind of gone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good. I can hear you.
They're saying your voice is not clear to hear.
It's just our raspy
sound distortion, resound only from Vijay, is what they're saying. You want me to use a set of headphones?
Do you have a set of headphones?
Yeah, I can get a set.
Yeah, okay.
Should I just leave this on here?
Leave it on here. I'll get people. I'll get people.
Cool. I'll be back.
Okay, cool. So while we're here, guys, get your questions ready. If you have any questions at the end of it, we'll ask Vijay what you guys want to ask him. And I'm drinking my coffee. Should I also try a pair of headphones? Is that what everyone wants? Okay. Are we
Yes, finally. Now, hopefully, everybody will be able to hear me.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, Vijay, I can.
Better?
It's still messed up for some reason, the audio. I don't know why. It's still a little strange. Like when I hear myself, it's all crackly.
Yeah. Oh, well, should we just carry on with it?
Or do you want to try re-signing in again?
Should we just carry on with it, I think. I think it's birds, which most people don't understand anymore. They're birds in the background.
No. It's a crackling voice. Crazy. Okay, Vijay, you're the boss. Let's go.
So like I was saying, where did you? I mean, you're talking about riding motorcycles, racing them with your dad. You came back and you built yourself a motorcycle that was way different from all the motorcycles that you've grown up on, right?
Ji.
Where did that inspiration come from? I mean, you went so far out to...
Yeah, Discovery Channel at that time, if you remember, they had started to air the show on OCC America. And this is 2008, 2009. So we had got accustomed to see these guys do creative work and pick up a gas tank, pick up a frame, pick up an engine, put it all together and build a bike after some paint. So, it seemed exciting at that point. So when I came back to India, I took it on like a summer project and I said, I'll try and build myself a bike. And then, 4 months later, I had a bike in front of me. It was wired up. It had gas in it. It could run. It rolled around. It braked. Obviously, there was a lot to learn in that whole process. But the inspiration came from watching OCC and other guys build bikes. So when I went to my fabricator, my dad's old fabricator over here, Shakurji, and he's excellent with metal. And he had worked on motocross bikes and rally bikes and whatnot. So that's how that whole concept came about of building a bike for myself.
Right. So sweet. So I mean that was my next question is where your inspiration came from. But now we got that. But tell me that I want to talk about that first. I want to talk about Rajmata, right?
The first Harley.
It's the first Harley, Rajmata. And also yesterday, VT put up a very cool story. Guys people who don't know who VT is, Vijay Thomas from Harley-Davidson put up a really good story about Rajmata. I want to hear it from your words. What is this? What inspired Rajmata? Why?
It was the first big block that we had worked on. It was a V-twin. Harley had just come in at that point.
Right.
And I had built only 3 bikes then. So I had built, and all 3 were Royal Enfields. One was for John Abraham, one was for myself, and one was for a guy down south, a friend of mine, Subhayu.
Right.
So after that, we said that, now it's time to do a big block. And an interested person from Bombay reached out to us, went to the dealership, and the 48 had come a day before that.
Right.
It had just landed. And this guy had a wad of cash. He just dropped it on the table, Bollywood style, and said, "Meri gaadi book kar do."
Yeah.
So then once we had his bike booked, I knew there was a 48 coming to us. I'd never ridden a Harley before that. So the first time we got that 48, we got it out of the showroom. The man who actually commissioned the build, and it was the most expensive build and the most outlandish build at that time for me, he didn't know how to ride a bike. Samar Shedlekar. So it was crazy.
Okay.
But he obviously, he really liked the custom scene and he wanted to, he started to learn how to ride after he commissioned me to that build.
Right.
And it was a very daunting task to actually cut that bike up because disassembling a bike is bad enough and then trying to put it back together. But once you chop it up, it gets damn. There's no going back, so to speak.
Right.
And that's exact. So there was a lot of trepidation. We weren't sure how it would turn out, if we'd be able to build a good bike or not. It just started that time. We had nobody to reference or ask questions from and whatnot. But we chopped it up, built a front springer, put in a fat ass rear 280/20, and then the bike just started taking shape. And over the years, what I've learned is that the way we build bikes is in an organic process. So nothing is set in stone right from the start. It's a conversation with the bike, pretty much. Not to sound too artsy, but you feed off what the bike shows you, and that's how you keep making your design decisions, and that's how you keep going. So that's the story on Rajmata.
But that's why most of your motorcycles are like there's one, and then the other one is so far from it because you spend your time and like you said, it speaks to you, and each motorcycle is different than the other, and they're so very different, and you never see you do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's small bits and bobs, but you look at the motorcycle, it's a Rajputana custom, but you've never seen one like this before, and you never will because that's the way you guys. Yeah, exactly. But that comes back to me where you did the first 750 cc Harley-Davidson, right? You built you custom built the first 750cc, and how you and why was it a cafe racer? Where did that come from? I mean, why a cafe race so far? It was like you stepped far right, and you're like, hey, we're going to build a cafe race out of this.
I mean, that's actually a really good question. And more than just not having built a cafe before, we had done a Royal Enfield cafe before that, but that wasn't. I mean, there's very little we had done to that bike.
Right.
But for a Harley, one wouldn't imagine a cafe racer thinking it's a big thing. You know, but the first time we actually stripped down that 750, I mean, the twin engine itself is so well cradled, you know, within the frame. There are not too many empty spaces. I mean, there's not much room to play around with. So, I mean, once I had stripped it apart and it was just the frame sitting in front of me, I chopped off the subframe and I knew I could do a cafe racer with it. So just with that stock down tubes, the stock backbone, stock rake angle, you know, under rails, whatnot, we just picked up that engine, got some Gixxer forks for it, got a new set of rims and tires, set up the frame geometry, and you know, and then we did it in 2 phases as well. So even though we hadn't built too many cafes before that, it was a bigger challenge to do it on a Harley. But given the fact that twin is so like nice and compactly packed in the frame, I didn't have trepidations in doing a cafe because I knew it would look nice and like tightly put together.
Yeah, but have you ridden it on the track?
I haven't ridden the 750 on the track, but I've ripped it around like crazy in the city.
In the city? Now we don't know if we can even get it to the track, especially since it's at a friend's house and it's parked on like the 16th floor, the 17th floor. God knows if we can ever see it on the track ever again.
I mean, I hope VT brings it down, but I don't know when that is going to happen.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'd like to see it on the track. I'd really like to see it.
That 750 on the track, yeah. But other than slowing it down would be a task because it's a big ass heavy bike. But
I guess you need to change the tires.
A few things, change the tires, give it another 2 brakes, something like that.
Yeah, it'd be really nice to see because I know you ride a lot of your motorcycles. I mean, I've seen a lot of the other ones on the track. This would be really nice to
take a Harley to the track would be fun. Even taking a fat boy to the track would be fun. Like pulling out of a long corner with a slide could be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to get Vijay
high siding a fat boy would not be the best idea.
No. I'm already hurting. Vijay just said no.
VT is saying no chance.
He's shot us down before we even started.
Second hand fat boy.
Yeah. But tell me something. Out of all these builds that you've ever done, which one have you never wanted to give up? The one that you'll be like, damn it, I want to keep this one.
There are a few of them, Virba. Especially, I mean, the ones you work the most on are the ones you want to give away the least. Like, you want to enjoy them for some time at least.
Yeah.
कि आपने इतनी मेहनत करी उस पे 1 साल, you've been working on it, you know, at the very least, we work on these like full-scale projects for a year. And Jordar was like that. The 750
I was going to ask you about Jordar.
Like
I'm coming to Jordar next, yeah. So, absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, both of these ones, and as well as the bike you see behind me. So these Harleys, which took a lot of work, have been really, you know, hard to part with. And
I can imagine.
I mean, you put so much of your time and effort into them, but then to see somebody else enjoy them is also half the fun. And then it distracts us, and we move on to the next one. So
I can imagine.
You know, much like relationships in life for me. My girlfriend is listening right now.
Oh, you're gonna get in so much trouble. It's either VT or your girlfriend. One of them gets into trouble. Okay, I want to know about Jordar because I know the story about Jordar and where you built it from. And I mean, I have an idea because I know who the guy who originally got it built. That bike it looks like nothing you'd ever done before.
Right.
It was. I mean, I want to know about Jordar. Where did you start from? Where did the inspiration for? I mean, it's way out there. I think.
It is, Vijay. I mean, in the sense that there was no particular point of inspiration. I knew I had to build a bike for IBW. At the same time, the gentleman who had commissioned me at that time, Mr. Dipender Patwalia from Chandigarh. Also, you know, we became close after I became friends and whatnot. But he was keen on me challenging myself. He didn't want me to do something I was comfortable with. He wanted me to think outside the box, to push myself, and to actually come up with. And you know, I thank him for that. So, not only giving me a free hand, but also encouraging me to actually, you know, think outside the box and experiment with it. So it was his brief and the freedom I got from him. And then again, you know, having IBW around the corner. So that pushed us to work hard. We had about 4 months to do that bike, the first phase of it. And, we just decided to take that 883 block and just do a frame from scratch. So
Right.
we didn't have anything else. We just had a big V-twin sitting in front of us, and we started from there. So
I mean, it's
just had
just
beautiful lines. Yeah, 23-inch front, 23-inch rear. And that
yeah.
bike also took shape very gradually. We couldn't decide on the gas tank if we wanted to do a split tank, but then we did a single tank, like a one-piece tank with an offset gas cap. But it had
Yeah.
nice lines, and it's been worked on since then, and now it's parked in
I
Gurgaon.
think I can pull up a picture for people
Oh,
there.
crazy!
Right. Yeah. I can
So
pull up
that
a
is the
picture.
second phase. That's the second phase
That's
of
the
the
second
build.
phase. Right.
That is with all the Damascus on it, with the silver inlay on it. This is when we
Yeah.
had enough time to work on the bike.
Right.
And this took us another few months to do, but by this time I was really happy with it. But then again, there's a line that I tell my students as well when we have interns come over here and people who come to learn from the course, that a
Right.
bike is never finished. Much like an art piece,
Yeah.
other people have
Absolutely.
said that you can only abandon it for the
Right.
time being, but it's never
Right.
done. It's never over. And that bike and all other bikes are like that as well. So if you were to send them
Yeah.
back to me, I'm sure I'd find
Of
two
course.
to two
As,
to 10 things
as,
more that I could do to it.
like I just suddenly that I've realized that I can pull up pictures. I'm just going to pull up the
Ooh,
750.
Makku.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, I've sat on it and it's a
You
beautiful
should ride
motorcycle.
it. You should ride it.
Well, there we have to twist a few arms to ride it,
VT is like
and
no
then of
chance
course
again.
there it is. There's the
Rajmata.
yeah. There you go. Yeah. So I mean, those awesome. But of course, as always, you pushed us even further, and you built us a flat track that we could all play on. I want you to talk about the flat track, and I want to talk about those 5 motorcycles that you built for the flat track, right?
G. The flat track came about again in a very organic way. We had been going to the Buddha International Circuit and riding there. I've ridden down south at Chennai and Coimbatore as well. But like going all that distance down south gets tiresome after some time.
Of course. Yeah.
And going to Buddha International Circuit is super expensive just because it's a state-of-the-art track, it's Formula One track. So they charge you a packet to even just go and train over there.
Yeah.
So we needed something that was inexpensive, cheap, something that most likely we could keep on our own land. And that's when we started to explore, the options of doing either a motocross track or a flat track. And we
Right.
figured, now I'm 34 years old. So as a rider, I'm pretty old.
Terribly
I've
old.
already,
Yeah.
I've broken like 20, 25 bones in my body and torn ligaments and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, so I didn't want to do motocross. Not to say flat track isn't dangerous as well. Flat track is a rodeo. But motocross is, I feel, a little more demanding, takes a little more out of you. So we chose the flat track, and it's proved to be a crazy training ground and a beautiful place to have just like a fun time with your friends and family, and you can vouch to that.
I can vouch for that for a long time. It's something that I don't believe has taken so long to come into the country, that in a country where we have so much land lying around that would be perfect for a flat track, everybody wants to put their knee down and go around in circles on tarmac, and no one wants to
learn the art of sliding a bike.
Yeah, learn the art of sliding a bike.
So it looks like it's out of control, but it's not. It's totally under control.
That's another thing people have. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and I encourage a lot of people to do it and push to do. Yes, and Rajputana Customs does teach flat track sessions. And
questions coming.
Let the winter come. I don't think you want to go to the flat track right now. You guys, dehydration will be the bigger problem than anything else. Yeah, true. But we're going to come back and we're going to ride with you for sure. After this is over, done.
I know. Once the lockdown is done, I mean, we just want to open it up to more and more people, have more people join the gang, be part of the tribe, build their own bikes, even a small RX 135.
That's what I want to do. I was saying, I was looking for an old 750, and I want to build my own flat tracker, because yours are great, but they're built for, unfortunately, not like terrible sized person.
Terribly big people like massive.
Like the first motorcycle you built, which you rode around with, that first IBW where you did, where you just ripped around and gave people a motorcycle to try out. I can't ride that motorcycle because my hands get stuck under my knees, right? And that has a quick throttle and all. I tried to do it during the session, that last session, and I just couldn't ride it. Like I go around and like my hand is stuck between my knee and it just can't do it.
No,
Even
no,
though it's such a great motorcycle.
we'll build you a nice butterfly handlebar. Maybe do it on the 750.
Yeah,
And it could even be like a retro-looking Harley
it has
flat
to.
track because Harley
Of
has
course, it has to. Of course, it has
this
to.
amazing heritage. You know, they've been
Of
racing
course.
on flat tracks and board tracks since like the 1910s, from the early years, and they have
Yeah.
a great history and heritage of flat tracking and racing off-road, which a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah.
And that's when the company saw what we were doing with the flat track, and really reached out to us and said, "Build us one prototype." So we came up with the first Street 750 Harley, and we did a short film with it, and we got a few riders to come and test it. They loved it. They could slide the bike and have fun with all that torque in second gear.
Yeah.
And then we were commissioned to do another 4 more, and that's when Marco Belli came down, who is
How's that? Yeah.
which was crazy
It
because
was an
Marco is an
insane
Italian.
weekend.
Yeah, you were there, and everybody just learnt a lot, went around, got faster, did it in a safe manner. And when you have a weekend like that when nobody gets hurt and everybody gains time, I mean you come away happier. So hats off to Harley for that, and hopefully we get to continue this heritage.
Which is true. I'm gonna call you back in the winter, and we put something together where we can have a lot of fun. Because definitely need more flat tracks around the country, and I've been telling you this for a long time. And need to have. I mean, just it's so easy. I mean, it's so easy to like build a track in your backyard and be able to do stuff with your friends.
True.
So I mean, we have to. So that comes down to MotoGP or flat track.
To what? To ride or to watch?
To ride for you. I mean, it's not to watch.
Any day flat track, because it's just you can be competitive even with a bad bike. With MotoGP, they're so fast, and you need like a team of 30 people. You need suspension engineers, chassis engineers. You got people looking at your tires. I mean, they've got everything, right? So, and you need a lot of input from the rider as well. So each bike is set up differently for every rider, and that's a premier class.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'd want to go down that. I don't want to go join NASA. I'd rather fly a kite from my roof. Or fly my own like little like Cessna somewhere and
In Jaipur, right? Why not Jaipur somewhere? Where Jaipur is one of the places you can fly them. So
yeah, you probably could. So I would say flat track 100%, and because it's inexpensive, it's great fun, and you could do it in a small space. You don't need a state-of-the-art track. You don't need big bikes. You don't need a whole team. So you can just get along a few friends, or just you yourself, and join a training school or join a weekend where everybody's riding, and you can actually go out.
If you go out and have a good time and keep a few things in your mind and have a decent track, I think you'd figure it out, because it's not rocket science, right?
But you need a few fundamentals. You need people pointing you in the right direction.
You need a few fundamentals, but you can start. And then, I mean, there are people who are teaching now. You are running schools, so you can come in and at least learn the finer points. I mean, we are not going to get a track as nice as you've made in your own backyard. I mean, you have to invest a lot of time and like stuff in it, right? So it's a start though. You can start on any motorcycle you have with your friends and go out and smack around in the
dirt,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
And hopefully we have more and more tracks across the country. We've got Slideways down south. We've got the Tribal Cafe also. Those guys, Sanjay and Dave, they've been working on something. So it's just the more the merrier, and we can't wait to have people come and ride the Harleys at our factory.
Yeah, we'll be there soon enough, for sure. Okay, I heard that you were in Spain riding motorcycles with Harley.
Minus Corona, yes.
Minus Corona, before Corona happened, right?
Yeah.
You rode the live wire.
Yes. I rode the live wire. It was the first electric bike that I've ever ridden.
We haven't had this conversation, even though we met after that, and it hit me like yesterday that you've ridden the live wire.
We were just having beer.
What did you think? Also, the last time I rode was a Harley event. Like we were at the Hog Rally in Goa.
In Goa, that's right.
But we didn't have that conversation. What did you think of the live wire?
It's unreal, because other than me riding it alone, there were 5 of us who went out with 2 instructors, and there were actually some ladies who were walking on the sidewalk, on the footpath with their dogs, and they were not even chatting to each other, and there was perfect silence everywhere, and they didn't notice us till we were 90 degrees to them on their side. So because the bike is dead silent, like you don't hear nothing. And when you actually cruise around with 5-7 guys, that you're used to feeling that rumble and hearing something. I mean, it just feels like you're already in the future. And I've said this last time, but if you look around right now at the atmosphere and like the weather in your cities and how clean the air is, and the lack of engine noise.
Sound. Yeah.
So if it's an electric future, this is what it's going to be like.
I mean, like going back to the lack of sound. I mean, I live in Bombay. I live on a decently main road. The first few days of this lockdown, I was like, I'm going nuts. Like, it's like I'm in a mountains or
You
something.
miss the white
There's
noise.
there's not even white noise. It's really loud noise at night. We have a really nice road outside. So at night, the louder bikes come out and the louder cars come out, and you can hear them go. Nothing. It's like at night, like pin drop silence, quiet. It's so weird. I mean, you're right. An electric
When it's
future
electric,
would sound like.
Yeah.
But you'd hear screeching of tires because if they're fast electrics, they're fast bloody motorcycles.
Full torque, 100% torque. It won't feel like something you've ridden before.
I've ridden one, so I know. Like I rode one. I went and I rode one at the launch in the US.
So you've ridden the live wire?
I've ridden in I rode in Portland.
Amazing.
We went to Portland and rode it for the day. We were riding behind the lead rider, and again we were 5-7 of us. And the guy in front of us was riding a motorcycle with an engine which was run by gas, right? So he was going through the gears. And every time he'd go through a gear, I'd look down at mine saying, shit, whatever, like I should be changing too. And until I
look at your clutch,
back, I'm like looking like total like mind is scrambled. Like fell back. And then in the middle of the pack when you couldn't hear him, that's when I hit. I was just like, what? I mean, the motorcycle is if this is the start of electric motorcycling, wow.
It's fun. It's one thing to build an electric bike, and then it's another to build a powerful electric bike. Manish Arora Photography here asks us, like, how will you feel the bike? So the answer for him is that you have a pulse in the seat. So you have a vibration coming through the seat. Yeah. So you know that the bike is on, and so you can't just whack the gas. And there is a safety mode as well. So yeah.
Yeah, well, it's. I'd like to see you. I'd like to get one and rip it up as well. But that, I guess, is a different story.
That would be the next big challenge. I wouldn't want to take part in electric. My God, I wouldn't want to touch an electric unless I was just painting it. I'd be happy.
But they showed us. I mean, they had one in pieces. I think it may not be as hard. I mean, of course, I don't know about the frame and cutting into it and stuff like that. I mean, the possibilities of it would be really nice.
Yeah,
but I've heard something. Yeah, I heard something else about you in Spain. I heard there was a hill climb. And, they had I think it was an international ride, and there were journalists from all over the world, and they were timing you guys up the hill climb. And I heard you.
I got lucky. Yeah, I got lucky. Yeah? No. I was 0.2 seconds faster. 0.20 seconds faster than the fastest guy that they had over there. 0.3. 7.1 was the fastest time. Somebody from France and Austria had set that time.
Yeah.
And I said a 6.8 seconds. So.
Well, I mean, I said it that I saw someone who was from, I think, Switzerland, you said? Or was it Austria?
Austria.
Had the time faster than you before you guys hit the track. And I said, someone with such small mountains, I mean, come on, you have to beat them. You have to show them that really is a...
No, but I had a good ride. It was fun. And that 750 was set up well. And, just clicked into first gear. And flat track helped as well. So a little bit of course. Tipping it in on the left and gassing through. So
also, I think the fact that you spend a lot of time on the loose stuff, it's far easier.
Yeah, and I think they didn't expect one of us brown kids to come out and beat their time or set the fastest time. Not to sound racist or anything, but
it's Spain. Well, maybe
we are doing counter racism, like counter terrorism. अपन counter कर रहे हैं.
Well, it's good to see. It's good to see. They're going to be scared next time there's a flat track too. So maybe.
Well, they have some fast guys as well, but we all they've had years of riding together, and they've got excellent world-class riders to learn from. So hopefully we can also encourage the sport and have some fast, talented kids with balls of steel come through from here as well. Because you need heart, you need heart, you need skill, and I think there's no shortage of that in our country.
Yeah, I agree. We just need to get them on a motorcycle. That's all we have to do, I think, and we'll have great amounts of talent just waiting to hit the
Jordar talent waiting. Bilkul.
Absolutely, Jordar talent. Okay, before we let you go, I want to know what Harley would you like to rebuild, and which one would you like to restore? What's the dream?
Oh man, I would say if I really wanted to do a Harley, you put me in a fix. I would love to do an old knucklehead. I have
Yeah.
never seen a knucklehead, with my bare eyes, which is kind of
Yeah.
sad. I've seen the
Oh, you've
panhead, I've
never
seen a
seen one?
shovel.
Oh,
I've never
sweet.
seen a
Yeah.
knucklehead. I've only seen
Yeah.
photographs of it because
Yeah.
the rocker covers just look
Yeah. Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
So I'd love to do an old school knucklehead, but then again, I would like to do a fusion build. So say it was a
Yeah.
prototype built today. So even
Yeah.
I'd probably keep a old frame and the old engine, but maybe have a hydraulic girder in the front and not flashy rims, but new school rims,
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
school
Yeah.
tires,
Yeah.
new school embellishments, and
Yeah.
something like that would be really radical. It'd
Yeah.
be old school, it'd be new school as well.
Yeah.
I think that could be really nice.
Yeah. Well, I hope one day we get to see. Actually, if if you're ever in the US again and around, Milwaukee, I have a lot of friends who have old knuckles and shovels. So if VT is not going to get you to see any while you're there, give me a call and I'll hook you up. There's
Sounds good.
some really nice stuff and
I
some
think
really nice customs as well.
we'll have to tag you along. I need like protection, na Veer bhai, wahan pe. All these Trump supporters.
They'll need protection against you, I think. I have, yeah.
6.8 is
Acha,
coming to them.
uh, before you leave, before we let you go,
Ji.
who else would you like to see us talk to? Because we're going to talk to motorcyclists. We want to talk to motorcyclists and just get a feeling of just get their stories. I mean, hear the story, like I said, behind the story, right? And just motorcyclists. We want to hear.
I would say, yeah, Sanjay from Tribal Cafe down south. Because he's like an unknown entity to us, and the first time we met him was at Goa.
Because he whooped my ass at on the flat track at
That's
IBW by like a mile. So I know him very, very well now. Yeah.
So you could catch hold of him, and he has Dev Venkatesh for company, and a few more boys from down south, maybe Sandesh, Prasanna, who rides on track with us. So these guys could have some insights for you. I don't know how familiar they are with Harleys, but
but the thing is,
they've got motorcycling stories.
We're talking about motorcyclists. We're talking about motorcycling and motorcyclists. I mean, you have a lot of Harley history and that, of course. But the idea is to put together huge amounts of motorcyclist stories and give us something to listen to during this lockdown. Yeah.
And I'd look forward to hearing all your interactions now, Veerbhai, because a lot of us, even from within the community, don't know most of our brothers or our fellow riders, so to speak. So I'm looking forward to your next few podcasts and just to hear all of these interesting guys talk about their lives and bikes and how far they've come and what they've done.
Well, you'll start hearing because we're going to start doing, I think, one every third day. So you're the first. And I think in 3 days, we'll have someone else and then someone else and see where it goes with that.
Amazing, Veerbhai. Thank you for having me.
It's been awesome talking to you, man. Always awesome seeing you. Hope you're safe. Hope you're well locked down.
You too. Stay safe.
Hope to see you and we'll rip the track one more time.
See you, Veerbhai. See you at the flat track.
Awesome. Take it easy. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. See you. All right, and we're done. Are we done? Yeah, we're done. All right, that's Vijay from Rajputana Customs. If you guys have any questions that we didn't get to, please send them here on the Harley page, DM the Harley page, and we'll try and get to them today or tomorrow and kind of get you some answers. If not, you can also send them to me and I'll ask Vijay for them and we'll just go from there. I'm gone now. Catch you guys later. In 2 days, 3 days. We're going to have yet another rider and we'll start talking about him tomorrow. So keep an eye out and till then, ciao. And